Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is March 15th, and right now we are looking at the Camano Island Doppler radar here for western Washington. If you look closely, you can see that convergence zone moving down across some of the central sound, pushing off into the foothills and the Cascades, bringing some snowfall for the higher terrain, but just kind of nice visual representation of that convergence zone in action through this morning. That's going to be on the wane today, and we should get some nice weather conditions across the area today. We'll take a look at that as well as the warm up coming up later this week and on in through the weekend here. You can see the infrared satellite imagery showing that storm that moved through California, Oregon, Idaho, and Montana, now pushing off to the east. So these winter weather advisories and warnings are going to be on the drop here today. If you look closely, you can see some of this convergence zone activity across the Cascades right there. Now we've got some ridging building out across Pacific Ocean here with the troughing well off to the west, and that's what's going to bring us our nice weather. More on that here in a moment. Taking a look at Seattle, 51 yesterday, still below average, but quite a nice day. A lot of sunshine around, not much wind, so it felt warmer than it probably was a bit, but we still have remained average here, below average the entire month of March so far. That's going to change here in the next few days. Although we're not going to get record high temperatures, we are going to warm up pretty well. Now, looking at this, 1947, look at that. 3 straight days of 70 plus. In 2019, we had 3 days, 60, 76, 79, and 79. I would not be I would not have any objections to that kind of nice little heat wave here coming up if Mother Nature wants to agree towards the end of the month. But I don't know that we're going to get it here, so it looks like we might remain cooler than normal here through the end of the month. Taking a look at Washington, Oregon, no current hazards, and these advisories and warnings are going to be waning as we go through the day today for Idaho and Montana. Now, looking at Seattle here as we go through the day today, it's calling for only, 50, 52. So not a bad day out there. We probably get some sun breaks across the area. But as we go through tomorrow, notice the warm up coming here. We start to get towards the mid 50s for some areas, upper 50s down towards Portland there. Now, as we go on in through Friday, watch what happens. Look at this warmth all the way up through southwest BC. Probably going to get some 60-degree readings here across some of the Puget Sound and Willamette Valley as we go through Friday. And then almost certainly as we go through Saturday, look at that. Seattle 60, Tacoma 61. And I bet these are underdoing it a little bit here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Seattle hit 62 or so. And look at that, Portland 61. Tri-Cities warming up as well. Spokane still stuck somewhere around 50 degrees most likely. Going in through Sunday here also, and you could see maybe another 60-degree day. This could be just a downright glorious weekend here coming for the Pacific Northwest. 60 is going to feel downright hot out there for a lot of you across southwest BC, western Washington, western Oregon, and in through eastern Washington as well. As you can see, the Tri-Cities, maybe some mid and upper 50s over there also. This is for Oregon here, so let's back that up. Let's go ahead and look at what's coming today and tomorrow. This is for Thursday. We'll just jump ahead, and you can see those upper 50s showing up for much of western Washington. Going in through Friday here up towards 60. You can see the chillier temperatures for the higher terrain, of course, across eastern Oregon. But now it's going into Saturday here. And you can see Portland 61. Look at Eugene, Roseburg, Medford, probably up towards 60 degrees as well. Here we go on in through Sunday. Maybe one more warm day here before we start to cool down a bit as we get towards Monday, as a trough looks like it's coming towards the west coast of North America again for us. Now, looking at the wider view of things here, here's Alaska, BC, Washington, Oregon. This is somewhere up towards 18,000 feet, 500 millibars, and you can plainly see the trough building across Pacific Northwest here. Gulf of Alaska is still active, and eventually that trough is going to break down that ridge and get in here, but not before we get a pretty nice weekend out of this. And then you can see that trough starting to move in here by the time we get to Monday night. We'll continue to watch this and see what kind of impacts it's going to have on us here across Pacific Northwest coming up. Now looking Seattle, Tacoma, this is 6-hour max temperature multiple run trend. You can see this is Friday, Saturday, and we might get one more warm day Sunday here as you saw according to the GFS. We'll see how that works out, and we'll look at that closer tomorrow. But you can see, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's probably going to be some nice sunshine around the area as well and into the lower 50s. So today and tomorrow are not going to be bad days either. Now looking at Spokane and not really warming up too much, not compared to the Tri-Cities. They're not going to get up towards 60, but you could get some 50-degree readings out of Spokane through this weekend here before maybe another little bit of a cool down as we go through next week. This is Yakima. You can see the mid-50s, maybe upper 50s starting to show up now as we go through next week. Also, Tri-Cities, warmer yet, maybe some 60-degree readings plus coming for the Tri-Cities through next week. Brookings, Oregon, off the Oregon coast, they're not really a setup up there for some very warm weather, but you can see some 50s out there, not too bad. Helena, you can see, look at that, 40s, mid 40s at the best probably, and some chilly overnight lows as we go on in through the week here. So watch for that thawing and refreezing cycle with any moisture left on the ground out there. Now we're looking at the European last night's kind of an overall view as we go through the day today. I think we might do a little bit better than this for some of the area, maybe into the low 50s here. As we go on in through Thursday, you see the warm-up start to happen. And watch Friday a little bit better still. And Saturday, maybe the warmest day here for Western Washington, Oregon coming up. And this is last night's European run. You can see that warm-up across some of the Tri-Cities and the lower elevations of Eastern Washington, Oregon there. And California's warming up too. Now the avalanche danger here is still moderate across a lot of the Cascades, so heads up if you're going out there. Look at the Sawtooth Avalanche Center out there. Still some high avalanche danger. Watch out for that. And this includes areas out towards Yellowstone here as well. So avalanche.org, great information there if you're off in the backcountry. This is looking at the most recent La Nina, or should we call it ENSO, or it's now in neutral conditions actually. This is where we measure those El Nino, La Nina conditions there, Nino 3.4, and it is officially in neutral as we've been talking about here. But we're almost back to completely, we're almost out of negative territory actually here. And if we scroll down a bit here, I'll show you something else. So taking a look here, you can see that we've been in La Nina for a while now. We had a brief break there during the summer of 2021, but for the most part, the last 3 seasons, we've been in La Nina territory. And February is going to come out. I don't know if this will be in La Nina technically, but it's definitely going to be warmer than what January was. And by the time into March here, we're going to be back into neutral here, and we're probably going to be headed towards El Nino as we get in towards the summer and fall season coming up here. So yeah, get out there and enjoy this weekend because we've got more troughing coming in the extended forecast, you guys, and it's going to cool down a bit here and probably bring some more frontal systems in through the Pacific Northwest as we go on in through next week. So get out and enjoy that weekend while you can. And actually Wednesday, Thursday should be pretty nice days also, but Friday and Saturday are probably going to be the warmest days of the bunch here. Cross your fingers for another warm day on Sunday. And yeah, we'll watch that on into the extended forecast, that troughing here. We'll watch that tomorrow. We'll continue to try to pinpoint what kind of systems are going to be moving through here on in through next week as well. But yeah, it looks like we're going to get active again into next week. So anyway, hope you guys are able to get out and enjoy the weather out there. Send me some pictures at Seattle Weather Guy on Twitter if you can. Direct message me if you like. And yeah, we'll do this again tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys then.